One of the things that I've noticed today in society is that everyone has a problem with the truth. I don't mean we walk around lying all the time, but we are always afraid of hurting someone's feelings or becoming entangled in some sort of confrontation with the person we are speaking with, or better yet, the person we're living with. Sometimes we are concerned about someone's reaction to us, so we bend the truth or try to figure out what that person wants to hear. It really starts to become a problem in personal relationships when couples are afraid to make their desires known for fear of a breakup or a divorce. People can have a problem with the truth on the job, when a supervisor might worry about an employee's reaction to a poor performance evaluation. In education, a teacher might be worried about a student's or parent's reaction, and then could easily award grades that are not in line with the student's performance. Lucas, a kid in high school, was called to his guidance counselor's office and his grades were pulled out. "What do you want to do when you're through with high school?" he asked, and Lucas told him that he didn't know, and then in the next breath, thinking that he had to tell him something other than the truth, that he wanted to be a bartender, he told him that he wanted to be a lawyer. "A lawyer," he said, pointing to his grades, "these are not lawyers' grades. If I were you, I would start to think about doing something else." Lucas walked out of the office, and wasn't the least bit offended. Lucas didn't even think about going home and telling his father that his guidance counselor had said he wasn't smart enough to be a lawyer. He never said one word to his father. He thought to himself, and he realized that his guidance counselor actually told him the truth, and the truth really did set him free. He started to look honestly at his abilities, and he was able to acknowledge the fact that he hadn't worked hard academically for his first 3 years of high school. He started to really think about his future realistically. His guidance counselor made him take a hard look in the mirror, and come to terms with what his abilities and attitude really were. He told him the truth, and he appreciated that. Well, in 1977, Lucas's father sold the bar, and he became a teacher that same year. He really enjoyed teaching. He was a special educator. Many of his students had academic or behavioral problems. But overall, he developed relationships with the kids, and things seemed to always go pretty well. As he progressed in his career, he noticed that things were changing. He was expected to put up with more and more behavior problems, and everyone was giving him some excuse for a kid's deviance. The catchphrase that seemed to be in vogue about 20 years ago. "I really like this kid, but I don't like his behavior." I don't think so. Is it really possible to like someone and not like the behavior? The truth is, we don't like the person because of their behaviors, and people need to be made aware of this in a considerate way. A person is his behavior, and the two can't be separated. I can give you the names of people who are well known in society for absolute deviance, and you tell me if you like them, but not their behavior. Let's try Charles Manson, Scott Peterson, Jeffrey Dahmer, or even Adolf Hitler. Can anyone not like their behavior but still like them as people? No. We don't like them, period. The perception we have of a person is based on his behavior. The truth is, if the behavior is not likable, we probably will dislike the person. People need to know that if their behavior doesn't change, then others won't want to develop meaningful relationships with them, and ultimately won't like them. Very recently, a student walked into Lucas's office, as at this time, he was working as an interim principal, and began to discuss with him what he wanted to do after he finished high school. He wanted to be a doctor. Now that's a terrific goal for a young person. Well, Lucas asked him what he scored on his SATs. He told him he scored about a 400 on each section. He was thinking in his mind that a perfect score is 800 on each section, and a pretty good score would be about a 650 to 700. He knew something right then and there: he wasn't going to be his doctor. He proceeded to pull his grades out and found that his math and science grades were C's and D's. Lucas, of course, wanted to respond with the same question that his guidance counselor asked him. Do these look like a doctor's grades? But, based upon the culture and society's norms, he couldn't ask that question. He immediately directed that student to the entry requirements that colleges have for the pre-med program, and ultimately medical school. He discovered the truth on his own, and came back to him and thanked him for helping him realize that his study skills needed improvement, and that he needed to take and retake the college boards. The truth made him aware of his own weaknesses and how much harder he was going to have to work in order to achieve his goals. Society seems to want to withhold the truth and make everyone believe they're okay even if their behavior is not. Society makes everyone believe that they are smarter than they are and that their behavior is caused by circumstance, their environment, or lack of therapy or medication. So the next time your kids come home and say that their teacher told them that they have to work harder, or their work is unacceptable, or that their behavior is unacceptable, or they better consider going to a county college rather than Dartmouth, thank that teacher for doing something that is a rarity today, and that is speaking the truth. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well.